So for number 10, when we are graphing our polar equations, there are several ways you can do this. It really doesn't matter the way you do it. And I apologize for reversing my r and theta columns. R should be first, theta should be second. But when you're graphing polar coordinates, you can actually graph them in any order. You want to go ahead into your calculator, put it in polar form, and put in 2 plus 2 cos theta. When you do that, you can either build your table by having it going to second table and clicking the ask, or you can just have your table count by 15 degrees or 60 degrees or whatever you really wanted to count by in this case. In this case, I had to count by 15s and then pulled out some values. You're going to want to write those values down and then you just graph them. So in this case, if I graph this, I'm going to graph at 0 degrees, I'm going to graph 4. So at 0 degrees, I'm going to graph 4. And then at 60 degrees, I'm going to graph 3. At 90 degrees, I'm going to graph 2. 120 degrees, I'm going to graph 1. 180, I'm going to graph 0, and so forth. So when you do that, you're going to get a shape of a graph that looks like this. For the next one, 1 plus 2 cosine of theta, this is going to be a loop. And there is a little loop in here. It's just kind of hard to see. And that's going to happen when you go to this negative 1. So again, you could do 0, 3, or 3, 0, 260, 91, and then 120, 0, and then you actually do a negative 1. So instead of at 180 going out here to 1, you're going to go back in. So as you trace this, you're going to trace it around, and then you're going to loop in here to 1, and then you're going to have to loop back out and cross through 0 again, and then you're going to conclude the graph. This one is now just with sine. Again, same pattern. Go to your table of values, make sure you're in degree mode, make sure you're in polar mode, and then you want to draw the curve the best you can. In fact, my curve looks kind of odd. I should have probably made that curve out just a little bit more. But in any case, you want to do the best you can. Make sure you're drawing the curves and you're not graphing triangles. Okay, these should actually look like the curves we've talked about. And then for your next set of graphs, you want to do the same exact thing. Okay, put in the function, pull out some values, graph those values, graph the graph as best you can. Same thing with r cosine of 3 theta. Go to y equals, put in r equals cos 3 theta, pull out values from your table, graph those points on the graph, and connect them the way they look on your graph. Sine 2 theta as well.